Round and round the garden, like a teddy bear. One step, two step, and a tickly under there. I'll be honest with you. If a bear did come into the garden, it wouldn't tickle you under there. A bear's claws, even the relatively smaller and more passive black bears, would have the windpipe out with the first blow. It often starts eating straight away. The softer parts of the body first, the abdomen. Tummy to you? Oh, yeah. The liver, intestines, kidneys, then the major muscle groups. It doesn't take long with the old bear. Sweet dreams. Light on or off? This one, yeah?
Yeah.
Old MacDonald. Right. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had some pigs. Oh dear. There's only one reason you farm pigs commercially. Cows, apart from the beef, provide milk, so dairy cows don't need to be slaughtered. Sheep could be for their wool, chickens, eggs. Pigs, their flesh. Only reason. With a here and a bolt down there, everywhere. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Nice. Sweet dreams. Light on or off?
Oh, please, Daddy.
How babies are made. Let's see. Mummy bird, daddy bird, da-da-da, fall in love, make a nest, have a baby, live in the nest together, live happily. Right, now it's the stay in the nest together happily for the rest of their lives bit. That's assuming that it's not a loveless marriage and that Mummy bird hasn't flown to Tony Barrett's house tonight, only to return at 2 a.m. and claim she's been with Sheila Parry. Lying little mummy bitch bird. What would happen if Daddy bird, who's not short of opportunities himself, were to bang Lucy as secretary, or Tracy Baines, Mummy bird's best friend, who's obviously gagging for it? I'll tell you what would happen. Daddy bird would be thrown out the nest and baby bird would be put into care, because Mummy slut bird is so off her face on Valium and gin all the time and is systematically sleeping her way through Daddy bird's friends. It's not nice in a home for unwanted baby birds. No, they get bullied by bigger, rougher birds who haven't been mollycoddled all their life by a sap of a father who's too weak to wake up, smell the coffee and walk out. Well, maybe he will tonight. Anyway, sweet dreams. See you in the morning. Maybe. Light on or off?
Oh, please, Daddy.
And the naughty shepherd boy cried, "Wolf, wolf," a third time. But this time there really was a wolf, creeping closer. But no one came running to help, because he'd lied before about there being a wolf. The wolf pounced on the sheep. I'll be honest, a wolf kills its prey by sinking its fangs into the throat. They don't go bar, they sort of scream. A hideous, futile, high-pitched whine. The wolf tastes blood and bites and gnashes at the sheep in its death throes. It screams, fading away to nothingness. Anyway, the wolf killed all the sheep and the shepherd boy was beaten and thrown out the village to starve. I suppose the moral of the story is never tell the same lie twice. Anyway, sweet dreams. Light on or off?
Oh, please, Daddy.
And the princess climbed up onto the unicorn with the prince, and they went off into the forest to live happily ever after. Right, night-night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. I'll be honest, they don't just bite, they literally bury their head under your flesh and just stay there, sucking your blood. Feasting, if you like. Oh, yeah. These tiny arachnids, spider family to you. You're terrified of spiders, aren't you? They're vampire invertebrates. And there are thousands per square inch all over your bed, just living off your blood, gorging themselves on your haemoglobin. Anyway, sweet dreams. Light on or off?
Oh, please, Daddy.
Let's see, Jack and Jill. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. See, hundreds of years ago, you couldn't just go to the kitchen and turn on a tap. You had to go to a communal well. And like a lot of nursery rhymes, this is actually based on a real event. Yeah, these little stories, they're like mini period dramas, reflecting the attitudes and fashions of the time. Jack and Jill were illicit lovers, living together out of wedlock, and they had to meet by the well every day in secret. Jack fell down and broke his crown. Doesn't mean he was a king. Crown there refers to the cranium. Basically, he'd fractured his skull, probably on a jagged outcrop of granite. That's what you get for messing with a slut. And Jill came tumbling after. Good. Up Jack got and home to trot as fast as he could caper, yeah, with staggering brain damage working on auto. He went to bed and bandaged his head with vinegar and brown paper. Pointless. Just died in agony, saying, "Screaming vinegar, vinegar, you whore." Anyway, the moral is never trust a woman. Light on or off?
Oh, please, Daddy.
What's this? Videos in bed? Tom and Jerry. They're funny, aren't they? I'm gonna pause it there. You know that wouldn't really happen, don't you? You wouldn't try and put Tiddles' tail in an electrical socket. You wouldn't just buzz and pull a funny face. I just don't want you to get the wrong idea. Have you, seen a cat electrocuted? Imagine Tiddles, condemned to death, tied up and connected to the national grid system. A flick of a switch and 240 volts bolting through his spasming body. The pain in the brain. Too much, his eyes bulge. His teeth bite down so fast and hard, it shears off his little rough tongue. He can smell his own fur burning. As his blood boils, "Why, Johnny? It's not too late." Don't touch him. Turn it off at the mains first. Then pick him up. He doesn't spring back into action, does he? Doesn't get better. Tortured to death. His last memory, you laughing as he fried. Poor Tiddles. Anyway, go to sleep now. Sweet dreams. Light on or off?
Oh, please, Daddy.
What's this thing? Bats aren't bad. Let's have a look. Bats aren't bad. Bats aren't birds. They squeak so high, they're hardly heard. Bats eat fruit. Bats eat bugs. They won't hurt you. Bats need hugs. Right, I'm going to stop it there. Bats aren't bad. It's a moral outlook. They're not strictly culpable for their actions because they're animals. They act on instinct, so fine, I'll let that pass. Bats aren't birds. Irrelevant. Squeak so high, hardly heard, sonar. Yeah. Bats eat fruit, bats eat bugs, most eat one or the other. They won't hurt you, bats need hugs. No, they don't. But it's the eat fruit, bugs and hurt you bit that I want to go over. They've conveniently left out the vampire bat. The vampire bat lives off the blood of others. Often deer and cattle, but sometimes humans. Landing on you when you're asleep. And it's dark. They make 2 incisions in your throat with their razor-sharp fangs. So gentle you don't even feel it. And then at its leisure, laps the warm, oxygenated blood. Till dawn, when it flaps off back to its cave. Oh, they're only small. You won't bleed to death. You hardly know they were there. Until you die in agony from the tetanus and the rabies. Screaming. Bats aren't bad. Bats aren't bad. Anyway. Sleep now. Sweet dreams. Light on or off?
On, please, Daddy.
Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye, 24 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was opened, the birds began to sing. No way. 24 birds crammed under a layer of pastry and put in a hot oven to presumably bake alive. They might, of course, die from the wounds or internal injuries they'd inflict on each other in the frenzied panic for life as they clawed and pecked in the dry heat of asphyxiation. They wouldn't be singing. I suppose the squeals and squawks of agony could pass for song for the sadist who devised this avian death chamber. Now, wasn't that a dainty dish to set before the king? The cook had obviously gone mad, and in his deranged, wide-eyed, salivating state, had decided to offer the most powerful man in the kingdom this culinary treason. I imagine the king, disgusted, insulted, had him beheaded that very day, dragged out, laughing maniacally, his head put on a block, and swoosh, the blade through the spinal column, veins, arteries, windpipe, out the other side, into the blood-soaked wood. The head with a look of horror, tongue out, eyes wide, the body dancing, staggering, twisted, drained. Still. Nighty-night. Sleep now. Sweet dreams. Light on or off?
On, please, Daddy.
Ring the roses, a pocket full of posies, a tissue, we all fall down. That's about the plague. Black Death to you. A parasite passed from rats caused a slow and hideous death. Of course, with no cure, and in those days, no medicine or painkillers, young kids like yourself in a cold, dark room, just crying themselves to death in agony. Mummy couldn't help you. She was dying too. Daddy was already dead, probably, just rotting or burning in a pile of hundreds of other corpses. Anyway, so I'm going to sleep now. Sweet dreams. Light on or off?
On, please, Daddy.
The cat and the fiddle. The cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such fun, and the dish ran away with a spoon. You like that, do you? The ramblings of a drugged mind. You like people who get acclaim for hallucinogenic drivel. You admire junkies. Oh, look at me, I take drugs. I sniff glue. See my diseased skin and lungs. That's what you want to be like, is it? Oh, shoot me, vice cop. Shoot me lots, because I'm high on crack. I like drugs. I'm bleeding internally. That gear was cut with Ajax and strychnine. Mummy! I'm coughing up blood. That's the sort of behaviour you admire. Then read on. Sweet dreams. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. I think we'd all like to die in our sleep and not know anything about it. I'll be honest, the reality is a little different. Take you, for example. You're not ill. You haven't taken any poison. We're not going to be bombed. What could kill you tonight? Murder? I think we'd hear someone breaking in. I doubt a stranger could kill you without you knowing something about it. There's not many forms of murder where there isn't some pain involved. A bullet in the head. Do you really die immediately? Decapitation. During the French Revolution, eyewitness reports suggested that the disembodied head showed signs of consciousness for a few seconds, enough time to assimilate the full horror of one's own bloody death. I just don't want you to think that death will necessarily be easy and painless, because it rarely is. If you do die tonight, you may well be in some fear and pain. Sweet dreams. Right, I'm off.
Oh, please, Daddy.